all the people I met were all doing charity work, and they were all going to meetings, and the lovely, the women I was meeting were going to meetings, and they started inviting me. And I was listening to speakers and hearing all the amazing things that the Federation does and how they are giving to people in need. And I felt it was my obligation. I had the time and the means, and I wanted to be part of that, which eventually led me through Young Women's Board to Response.
Shari's unique. I think anybody that comes across Shari would agree with that.
Kind, enthusiastic.
She's very thoughtful and selfless.
She is a great mom to Morgan, myself, and Jason, and Grammy, as she would love to hear.
Grammy with an I.
Tenacious. When Shari digs in, she's going to give it her all. I think Response has really benefited from that last attribute.
She has been an ambassador for Response since the day she set foot in the first RAC meeting.
Shari's always been really passionate about Response's mission, and because of that, she's given very generously to the organization. Her time, devoting her leadership. She's gotten her kids involved, and they've taken part in many of the events, so she really made it a family affair.
As soon as she became involved with Response, she, like Kathy said, was just living and breathing Response and really made everyone aware of the Response Center and what they do for teens, and if you want to get involved, how to get involved. And every Wednesday morning she would come back with a little piece of information that she shared with us about how to raise your kids and how to get your children to talk.
Shari permeates everything that Response offers to the community. She is outgoing, helpful, welcoming, kind, and supportive, and that's exactly what Response does.
Some of the adolescents I got to meet during all those years at Response were adolescents that needed to find themselves, because being an adolescent is terrifying, and some find it easier than others. And Response accepted all adolescents. And I was privileged to be a snowball mom, where I got to watch adolescents that wanted to be leaders but didn't know how, and how they worked together and encouraged each other and gently told them, discuss things that weren't positive, but how they did it. And that was just an absolute blessing, watching teens grow, and sort of like Tikkun Olam, giving people the power to do better for themselves. And that's really the greatest gift you can give anybody. It was really important to me that we were a family unit, and that they understood that the most important people were their siblings.
Well, my mom's been my role model in everything in my life. She's my best friend, and I pretty much follow anything she does.
I feel like Mom's moral compass is like very true north.
Every single Wednesday during high school, she'd come home, we'd sit down at the table. I'm sure my brother and sister said the exact same thing, but every Wednesday we'd come home, we knew what was coming. And whatever she learned at the Response meeting that week, we were learning that afternoon after school.
Shari, with our family, definitely has led by example, and I think our children have seen. I know that I have learned a lot from Shari in that respect.
She's raised 3 children that have done wonderful things for the community and have interesting careers and are very engaged. And that's what she does for many young people and young adults.
Shari, early on in Response, developed a relationship with Larry Dobkin. And right away, I knew that Larry was an important person to her. And quite frankly, Larry really took Shari on, and like almost in a mentorship type of arrangement. And Shari she was a sponge. She took all of his knowledge, all of his caring, and it was really nice to see their relationship grow.
Shari, congratulations. You are extremely well-deserving of this.
You've brought Response to everybody's attention, your friends, your community, your family. It's not something I would have ever known about without you being on the board.
One of the things that she always talked about is if a person doesn't make you sparkle, then you shouldn't be friends with them. And Shari absolutely makes me sparkle and the people around her.
Mom, you are the best. You really are. Mazel tov. I'm beyond proud of you. Words don't describe how happy I am for you. You deserve this a million times over, and keep doing it.
Shari, I'm very proud of you. Over 21 years in Response, and they're very fortunate to have you, and I love you dearly.
Mazel tov, Mom.